All right, let's talk about tonight. What's the word of the day? Mine is disappointment. I thought we were gonna fucking wreck shop tonight. I was telling people it's gonna be a fucking like a Chinese wet market, blood just flowing all over the floor because Tim Walz is gonna just get fucking decked in every way. What is he running on? He's even said, I would have even put his own words against him. We can't have 4 more years of this shit. I would have said that. Yes, Tim Walz, I agree with you. If you want to agree with them, agree with them on that shit. Yes, Tim Walz did say this. Look it up. We can't have 4 more years of this shit. He didn't say shit, but I say shit. And fuck, yes, you should have mentioned that in your closing arguments. Now, your closing arguments were okay. It was nice and cordial. And I know people are going to say, we need more cordial debates like this. Fuck that. Not right now. I think we do too. But no, not with people calling you Hitler and a threat to democracy. But you need to mention a threat to democracy is you literally ousting out the guy that was duly elected by the people and implanting your own fucking shell of a person that's going to be a uniparty fucking just fucking puppet and not respecting the will of the people and putting this person in a position to get elected as president. That is not democracy. I'm sorry. That's not. You didn't mention, one of the big things I would say, you didn't even mention the fucking, when they were saying the vice president's in the ear of the president, and why that's important. You didn't mention Afghanistan. You didn't mention fucking all the liberal policies that have fucking created a max exodus of people in liberal states in California, going to Texas, Florida, all these other fucking conservative states. You didn't mention any of that shit. You didn't mention the Afghanistan shit. I mean, billions of dollars lost. Fucking our own soldiers dying. Fucking our own allies, people that helped us, interpreters, all that shit we left behind. I mean, just making these people stronger. Now they're living in fucking just totalitarian situations. I mean, just atmospheres where they can't even. Women are just getting raped and married off at young ages. I mean, if you really care about women, you don't do that. You didn't mention all the fucking. You didn't mention oh yeah, they lost hundreds of thousands of kids. You didn't mention the child sex trafficking. You should have went strong. That's gonna get people to fucking really pay attention. You should have mentioned all that shit. You should have mentioned the fucking movies. You should have mentioned Sound of Freedom. You should have mentioned fucking City of Dreams. You should have mentioned these things. Go watch them. Tell the public, go watch these movies. This is what's going on because of open border policies. You didn't mention Kamala just spending 15, 20 minutes at the border for a photo op. You didn't mention fucking Kamala fucking not going to these natural disaster zones of Georgia, Florida, North Carolina. You didn't mention any of that shit. But Trump did, and he's a man of the people. You didn't mention any of that. Now you did. One thing I will say is when you told the moderators, nah, if you're going to fact check me, I'm going to do this. That was good. I get that. But you could have went in a lot harder. Kamala you went in on the border a little bit, but you didn't mention all the gangs taking over. You didn't mention the fucking Venezuelan gangs in Colorado and fucking Texas and all over New York. Fucking New York fucking taking away schools from children because we have to house migrants. Fucking even the mayors and other people, this is unsustainable. And if she gets elected, we're gonna fucking see 4 more years of this shit. We're just gonna be overrun by illegals. Just disappointment. I didn't see a cutthroat. I didn't see a Michael Jordan. I didn't see that at all. I saw LeBron. I saw a nice guy that plays nice with his fucking opponents. I felt like it was a cuddle fest, man. You might as well just fucking put on some Casey and JoJo and danced under the moonlight in a fucking beach somewhere. It was a lot of agreeing, and I get we need more cordial conversation, and it was good to hear a conversation, but I mean, this person represents everything that we've been talking about that's destroying America. You gotta be cutthroat at that fucking moment. You gotta say, this is what's going on, people. And if you support them, this is what it's gonna continue. And at no point, I know you said she's been in office, but you really need to fucking hammer that home. You've been saying all this shit, how we need all this. How has it changed? I would have said that to the people. Please explain to me, how has it changed voting in the same people that brought all these fucking problems? How has that changed voting in the same person? And if he says, oh, she's just vice president. No, we were told over and over it's the Biden-Harris administration. She owns all this fucking fuck ups, all these blunders. She owns it. I would have mentioned too, like that beginning too, that intro you had was fucking shitty when you start talking about. Like, I get you need to introduce yourself, but you could do that on a fucking podcast somewhere. People go to a popular podcast, do these things, or do it at the end. You could have did it at the end, like, I'm from this and this. I know you don't know much about me. Not when during the question. Now JD Vance, did he win? Like I said, I guess, but it wasn't like a fucking victory lap. It was more like, okay, it's over. That's the way I felt about it. Now I really want to know what y'all felt about it. There's just so much ammo you got on the Dems. I mean, like I said, just talking about all these fucking CVS's, Targets, Walmart's moving out of these places where disenfranchised people need them, because just the theft, the bail reforms that where it's the same offenders. Like, I think New York, I don't remember how long ago it was, but it was the same, like 300 people arrested over and over and over, like a majority of the time, because they just keep repeat offending. All these fucking things, man, you could talk about. Letting his city fucking burn during the George Floyd riots, and fucking Kamala fucking bailing people out, raising money, and fucking they go on to reoffend. You could have talked. You didn't even mention the shit that just happened, where they're talking about 13,000 and 16,000 murders, 425,000 criminals, murders and rapists, all that shit. And like, this is what you want? This is the change? Like, he claims to be the change. This is the person that created this mess. It's basically like somebody fucking raping you and then them taking care of you because of what they did. I mean, it's Stockholm syndrome. She created all this mess, and now we're gonna say she's the savior to get us out of it. Come on, bro. Do better. Do better. If you feel like me, respond. If you don't, explain to me like where I'm wrong, because I could be wrong. I just didn't feel it. Hope you have a great night.